Minasan, get ready for these uncut early access Patreon exclusives. We're going to have anime, we're going to have TV shows, movies, and more. So go ahead and look at that link in the description below. Minasan, Ohio konnichiwa, oyasumi. I'm Iris. And today we are continuing with Exandria Unlimited. The last video we continued with the fight, and Paisha took out Dean Hollow. Xerxes is still doing some weird stuff, speaking other languages, talking to these demon folks. And Loquacious and Layrin went to go check on, I think they were some kind of like batteries or something, whatever is powering the city. They're trying to attack them simultaneously, so we gotta check up on that. So let's get right into the episode.
If you think that anything other than Dutch Oven and Wesley Snipes got said moments before rolling, then you're not correct.
But you'll never know. You'll never know.
Chaos.
Turn to the heart of Avalier, the center, the Meridian Labyrinth. Massive crystal engine, the center of the levitational corona, equidistant from all of the major spell engines. Laren and Loquacious, you appear here having teleported from combat. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were going straight to the heart, correct? Or were you going to one of the Eldritch batteries?
Battery.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Both of you arrive at this nearby Eldritch battery. I will say that your mere presence here, having just come from pitched combat, you arrive. Each of you may feel free to mark down a spell slot somewhere in the middle of your spell slot range, and absolutely take care of the pack of Calamity viciously attacking the Eldritch battery here.
What is that?
Okay.
You arrive and are able to fully defend this Eldritch battery here. We do not need to run it. These attacks, you can see, do not pack the same power as the one you were just facing above in Dawn's Ledge. Your mere presence here and the spending of a spell slot.
I just beat them with fairy fire, guys. Fairy fired them, and their heads exploded.
What's in that glitter? That good glitter.
That you have permanently saved this one here with that time.
But it's 12, right?
You're going to roll for the other Eldritch batteries.
See how many you get?
See how many you get.
I like that.
Did
you kill my batteries?
The city has 12. You just protected one, so one of yours is going to be an automatic success. But I wanted to go around and have everybody roll. The difficulty of the roll is 20, but you are adding your highest. You are adding basically a plus 14 to the roll. So on a 6 or higher, you successfully save the battery. The bad thing is if we have 2 batteries go in a row. That's the bad situation.
Okay.
So you're putting this on us, like,
Yes,
we each are
1000%.
rolling for a battery, and if 2 of us mess up, then they're the bad people. But it's only, it's got to be a 6 roller, which is
And then you get like a 2.
roll a 6.
Let me be very clear. If you break one of my batteries, I, Abria, will slap you. We're at a table, I can reach you.
I'm just farming out some dice rolling. Otherwise, I'm going to roll 12 times in a row behind the screen. That's all. Or 11 times in a row, I'd say.
So we each roll twice?
Everybody rolls twice. We'll go around and announce them.
Boy.
Lou, you want to roll twice for me? You just need a 6 or higher on both.
Okay.
Just a 6.
I'm scared.
No pressure.
What'd you do? Fuck this up.
2 15s.
Woo!
Great.
I'll join at the same time with my red dice. A 17 and a 5.
5 is one below. One Eldritch battery is taken down.
Christian, assignment? Ruined the battery.
pressure already.
It's not you. It is your turn.
Just scooch a little bit from
11 and 14. Okay.
Maybe you're broke. So that's I don't know. Yeah.
Sam, if you can kind of do roll 2 for me.
Natural 20.
S.
Natural 20.
What? There's no way. Look how he sent back like, yep, that was me. I did that.
I will give you guys, with those 2 natural 20s, I will give one person remaining a re-roll on one of their dice.
If they don't use it, can it go back?
You just roll once.
19.
Incredible. Travis, would you go ahead and roll 2 dice?
Well, we only
That's an 8.
Okay.
And a 16.
Amazing!
Yes, that was.
statistically unlikely.
Quite unlikely.
Yes, if you want.
I'll choose myself. Thank you so much for your thank you. For my see yourself out.
Because you don't have to around one hand. That's good.
Symmetric roll this one. So, one of the Eldritch batteries has been attacked and successfully overtaken, but later repelled. So as you are looking at your gear, your equipment, you can see that one of the 12 has gone offline.
That was so lucky it was only one.
It's not as bad as it could be. We're still at 11 and 12.
So we can still land? Is that what we're worried about here, or are you worried about your thing?
I'm worried about the whole thing. This is
All of it, cause
my
still,
life's work.
yeah,
Again,
cause still that would be part of the
your
city,
life's work
right?
is landing the city, or this other thing that
Both.
you've done?
this battery. Do you have questions about the lay? Right?
What is the plan here? You've been working on this thing for years?
Yeah.
To do what? To send the whole city elsewhere?
To be able to travel interplanar with the same ease that we were able to move across Exandria.
But who will... You would have to have everyone in the city agree to this.
I wouldn't do it without letting people know.
And that
I
would be
just want it to
crazy.
be an option.
They just end up somewhere
I
else.
thought you would be excited. You could go back to the Fey Realm. We could go.
I thought he said it wasn't that hot. Like he didn't really like it there that much.
I like it here.
Yeah.
We have everything we need here. It's prosperous and safe, and well, it was till today. It just seems so single-minded and I don't know. They'll know that you've been working on this for years in secret. How will you maintain your reputation? You'll be vilified and pilloried for this. You've been using city resources for this.
Yeah, I think some
years.
people will be pissed just
Improve
from.
the city to do something that
It'll be
no
that, and
other
then
flying city
people jealous
will
that
even
she was
be
able to figure it out.
approach doing in 120 years.
I think it's amazing, but I don't think the 300-year-old people who run this city will be very kind to someone who went behind their back.
They'll understand.
I don't think they will. I've covered stories and stories about wizards who took one step in the wrong direction and were ostracized or worse. And I've done everything I can to make sure that none of us ever get caught in that sort of crossfire.
Oh, he's
This
just
is a big
worried.
exposure for you, although now who knows if it even matters.
It matters. We can fix this. We can still land and replenish, and we have hours left before the apogee is over. We can fix this. It's going to be okay. And I know I don't sleep. I meditate for a couple hours a day. So when I say this is all I've thought about for
Did she just say she doesn't sleep?
I know that is true. It's all that you ever think.
I hope that was just like a figure of speech. You know, that she's just obsessed, not that she literally just meditates instead of.
It's why you missed the Maggies, the earlier major awards that I was given one for my work on.
You was doing good for a minute.
On exposing.
And I'm proud of you.
Yeah, well, you didn't show up to watch me give my speech.
Hey, it was
You were
important
just
to
hard at
him.
work. And then when
It was
you
award,
eventually
so.
did come home, you were like, "What is this thing in the kitchen?" And I was like, "That's my award." Okay. It just didn't.
You don't do this for acclaim. You like the attention. I sit under the ground, never seeing daylight for days at a time, keeping the city afloat. And you're really gonna blame me for not caring about the dumb things we do to appease the idiots that walk across the city that can't think about what could be, just what is. I'm sorry for the ways in which I failed you specifically. I have never wanted to hurt you
Aww.
in any of this, but I don't regret what I've done. If you think I'm a bad person,
I don't think you're a bad person. I don't want you to get hurt. And I feel like you've put yourself in a position where even I can't protect you.
I don't need protecting. I am the protector of the heart of Avalier and of the city, and that's gonna be fine. Just
Is
let me
it?
do a couple more hours. Thank you for coming with me.
Thanks for bringing me. I guess we won't probably be alone for a while, so you look really nice today.
Thanks.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Arcana check from you if I can get it.
29.
As you say,
Sheesh.
you see reports coming in from Callum. He's at the downed Eldritch battery, the one battery that was it was in a neighborhood called Okun, which has like a little bit less protection in it because it's an older neighborhood. There were a lot of like temples and stuff there. The Lost Cathedral was there, places like that. It just got overwhelmed and taken down. He reports that in addition to, actually, I'll just say Callum's mask lights up at this moment. And he says, Architect Arcade, I am sorry if I'm...
You're fine. Go ahead.
The city's defenses, the Chancellor's Guard, the various automata and spell lists were able to repel most of this assault. Chancellor's Guard has been alerted right now. We know that there are malcontents within the city's perimeter, but we've lost 1 of 12. The rest are defended. That accounts for a little over 8% of the city's energy that we've lost. The battery was also defaced. The people who attacked these horrifying, mutilated men, there's some writing here that I'm unable to read.
Can you show me what does it look like?
He sort of gives you something.
Is it like runes and stuff? Because they said it was.
Because I don't know. Draconic, Elvish, and Marquesian.
You know it's not any of those. There are some names. I think on this high Arcana check, you recognize the script as primordial. Which is, these are infernal, rune-covered people, so... That's
So
a bit of
it is those folks.
confusing thing. You see, Callum says, if you wish, I have ritually prepared a deciphering of scripts. I can try to...
Please do. Thank you.
I'll send you the message as soon as I have the chance to decipher it. You do the math in your head real quick. You lost 8% of the city's energy earlier tonight with the test for the layrite. You've lost another 8% right now. 25% of the city's energy is necessary for the Drashari tithe. 50% is necessary for you know what, for what you wanted to accomplish. Another 20% is spoken for, which was going to, at the beginning of this morning, leave 5% of the city's energy behind for the replenishment.
This sounds like a
What does that mean?
bad situation.
Short the tithe. We need to make up the energy.
Callum looks at you and says, "My lady, I
So she's talking about the contract that they came up with. She's not gonna honor it.
If this goes badly, you were just following my orders.
No chief artificer has ever under-delivered on the... Very well. We've lost 16%, and that can be made up by shorting the tithe. Thank you, my lady.
You're
We don't
shorting
want-
the tithe.
Yeah,
You know how I feel about the Drashari.
but that don't mean that
They'll
You can't
certainly
follow-
find out about this.
right.
And
Because it's not your deal. This
I
is the
don't know.
city.
a bunch of leave-addled mystics on the ground don't understand. It will be fine.
How will it be fine? What are you hoping to
I think
accomplish
she's
with this?
gotten too hooked on the fact that she keeps saying this is her city.
And
This is not your city as much as you
won't
take
live to
care
see
of it
this happen again.
to not
So I'm
follow.
going to get it right. This
They can
energy.
just attack for all you know.
I need 50%.
But she's making it
of
seem
the
like
energy that we've stored in the last 7
they're not
years.
strong enough to really do nothing
At
to them.
least do this smartly. Say that it was someone else. Find someone to blame. I can put out a report that your underling went rogue and did this on his own.
I can't do that.
Why not?
This is my choice. History will remember me.
History is not true, all right? History is whatever people decide to put out into the public. They might never know that you exist unless someone like me tells them. And I can't if you're going against everything that the city stands for.
They don't know it yet, but this is what the city stands for. We took the top of a mountain into the clouds. It was always about reaching. And we're just reaching a little farther. And it's scary, and we have to break rules to do it. But if it works, it will be worth
Oh
it.
my gosh.
It has to be worth it.
Yeah, at this point she's just desperate because all the stuff that went down at this point.
I'm sorry. I've come too far.
Yep,
I thought
exactly.
You've always wanted
It'll-
this.
All been for nothing.
I've always wanted to do as much as I can and to leave my mark on the world.
Even if it's
Bad one.
a mark of shame.
It won't be. If it
You're
works,
hoping it won't be.
I promise.
All right.
Yeah, it's something you could say. She already said she's come too far.
Well, when will others find out about this?
When we land everything that goes into the replenishment fires. We just need to land. And all will be well. It's going to work.
Right. I'll make sure no one reports on anything until we land.
You're going to need to start talking to people right away. These batteries were attacked all over the city, and if this needs to be quiet for 12 hours, you have people to speak to.
Sure. I'll just go about starting to reach out and sending little pneumatic tubes with messages all over the place.
I want you to give me an insight check and a deception check.
Oh my gosh.
Insight 19. Deception 1,000,000.
I was about to say, I thought his deception came below. He always rolls very high with
So,
that.
I was asking you to roll an insight and deception into yourself.
Deceiving himself? Look within.
Unravel that.
You are much better at... You are a man of many faces, and I'd love to know how Loquacious hides from how deep his love is for this person as these messages make their way across the city, because you and I both know it's not the first time that you have protected the person for whom you care.
I'm in everyone that I speak to, I don't mention Leyren's name. And who do we know? Who's a good scapegoat?
Oh my gosh.
I'll say that
He's gonna go with that plan anyway.
Dean Hollow has caused a disturbance, but we can't report on it yet because
Technically, she did, so.
we have to run it up through proper channels, which have been disrupted by various closures of prophecy and various vacancies of positions, and we just need time to formulate things. But I don't mention the Architect Arcane at all, and I also instruct any of my underlings who know where I am or who I am with to keep it hush hush, or they will be immediately terminated.
The language of command, of bending powerful institutions to your will. Many masks cover the inner truth of what you are trying to do in this moment. There are a lot of stories in Exandria of mortals who stumbled their way into the Feywild and fell in love with an enchanting fairy that they met there. But there's one story of a fairy who stumbled into this world and fell in love.
Why?
I'm also going to, if I can, if there's time, or if I have the equipment needed, or if I can get somewhere, I'd like to record a message.
Oh. Yeah.
Like a message to be played upon my disappearance or death or something.
Oh my gosh.
Where I talk about a great evil that reared its head on the day of our landing, and the powerful forces that tried to keep it quiet, but one voice was strong enough to see through and tell the truth and expose the lies, and that was Leyren.
Oh.
And I
So
stood
he's
in
making-
her way and wouldn't let the truth come out.
He's making her
Because
the
I was
hero.
afraid that it would worry the citizens too much and submit
He
my
putting everything on
resignation as
himself. Oh my gosh.
the herald of Avalier. But I don't release that. It's just it's on a crystal somewhere.
Avalier's greatest reporter, who dedicated his life in service of the truth, knows the importance of a good lie. And you preserve this story that is very dear to you in Crystal. We are going to move back to Dawn's Ledge.
It's good, doesn't it?
See, I'm just. This is gonna end so bad. Like, everybody's gonna die. We're all gonna be sad.
In the moments following that combat, the mages lie dead. Xerxes, as you turn your attention back to the ground to counter that spell, by the time you look back, the Arrhenius, who had wounded you, Zartaza, she is shadow on the wind. She's gone.
Yeah.
You are here, and the fireworks subside. In a few moments after that, as you stand, you survey the perimeter. Once again, on your sending stone, Captain Sashara Drake comes over and says, "First night, we have secured all but one of the batteries. I'm getting reports in that everything appears to be safe for the moment. We do not know these individuals. There were some fiends with them, but the guard was able to repel them. We had stores of silver weaponry in case. And do you know who these men were? Who the mutilated?
We're still gathering evidence. I need you to do your part to make sure that you have your people on those sites, gathering any evidence that they can, any notes. I want them to be able to recall anything that any of these individuals have said. Most likely it's going to be in a language they may not understand, so we need to really rely on their anything that they can to recall this.
We'll copy it script perfect and get whatever we can to you if it's in a language you don't recognize. They did come with artificer's tools.
Perfect. Just keep me posted on the status.
We'll do first name.
Swooping back down with Tempest back to the party that's still here.
You arrive, Nidus. You are sitting on a swirling vortex of memories that you lanced out of the mind of this mage.
Oh yeah, I
before
forgot about that.
killing him. Let me ask. Also, this is your first time upon reconvening from
A
trip
while
to
ago.
to the Hall of Prophecy.
Yeah, we immediately got
and
jumped.
to the Magisterium. So you are all gathered. At least one of you who was on each of those missions is here. You land. You have these memories you were holding on to. You were able to glean a tremendous amount, but you're holding it in your mind, right? What do you do as you gather here on the street?
Telepathic bond is still on.
Yes.
I'm gonna immediately check in with the two that have left just to make sure that they're okay. I just need to hear your voice to make sure you're fine.
Yes, did you die when we left? Or is everyone okay?
Everyone's okay on this end. We'll come back together. We're trying to sort out the aftermath. We'll keep you in the loop.
Real quick, can I see the stars?
You look up and can see the stars as the fireworks fade.
Great. Nidus is just going to...
Right, what is he talking about?
From one of the assailants. There is a lot, and I think it will take me a minute once I start to process them. Is there anything we need to discuss?
Do you mind if I store these and record your memories?
Of course.
All right. I pull around my orb and it kind of expands, almost looking a little bit like a silver screen, like a projector.
This is.
Just trying to pull his memories and hold them on the screen.
I'm going to say Pasha and Nidus, you pull a reel of memories into this orb. This is your entire specialization, the minds of the people of Avalier. And you pull all those memories in there. It's the memories of a very troubled, sleep, like insomnia-addled mage. But
Going through it.
your orb is powerful enough that you may be able to spot things in this person's memory that even he was not. But it will be sort of up to the dice, essentially.
Oh,
Kind
shoot.
of just do a little bit of like some cancer.
They should both
shit.
be able to roll on that.
You know, I don't want to spend slots. But you know, kind of using almost like a calm emotion type of thing to just try and get him to just think purely and calmly.
You are, much like the psychometric chamber earlier, you're essentially recreating the mind of a now dead man in your orb. Powerful magic of the Age of Arcanum. It's going to take you guys a minute to go through all this, and I think as the orb begins to glow, you begin to see much. You begin to see much. While that's happening,
I want to know what they
Sarah,
saw.
Xerxes,
Shoot.
is there anything you guys are doing that you'd be able to do immediately, because this is going to take a minute?
Those were fiends. They were a demon.
And you talked to...
Spoke their language.
Yeah, the detective on it immediately. Excuse me. What you mean what I mean?
You, when they were gathering, you spoke the same.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he didn't realize that he was
incomprehensible language.
speaking their language.
Recall that at all, I told them to stand down.
How is that possible? How could you speak a language you don't know?
Insight.
Come on.
24.
Okay.
Your ring is not glowing.
Oh shit.
No, yeah, seems pretty honest.
Were we there? Did we hear it as well?
Yeah, you heard it.
So he just believes that he didn't speak it.
Whatever you may say, Xerxes, we heard you speak their language.
Would I know that even if I don't speak Infernal, after having the runes and kind of, would I know that that's Infernal when you're speaking?
The language, yeah, you recognize it by sound.
The Hall of Prophecy. Did you learn anything?
Yes.
Yeah, we learned some crazy stuff. They said we gonna
Oracles there,
drop right to the ground.
who of course aim to touch the divine, have been going mad. Their heads filled with false prophecy and lies.
False prophecies determined by who?
Ramblings by the chief divine.
False as in?
Babble, nonsense,
You're not gonna. What?
things that cannot be true.
Inside check.
My thing is, he's not saying what it is.
Inside check, not neither.
Yeah, because why would he not be saying what the prophecy was?
I'll get you one in a second. 22.
20.
20.
Because he saw what the prophet saw, right?
You are
Or the oracle saw.
you're a man who studies the delineation between when someone is being honest and when someone is telling a lie, and you've been doing this for a long time. There are areas off of that scale that are always the most alarming to you. Because sometimes people say something that they know is not true, and sometimes they say something that they believe is. But there are things that people say that they don't relate to as being true or false. They relate to as being something deeper. And on a 22, you see Nidus saying it's gibberish, and it's not a statement, it's a plea.
Right, I was about to say, because he might believe it's gibberish. He don't want to believe that they would fall just like the other
False
lady.
prophecy.
But say what it is.
Loquacious and I went to the Herald Stone. We found files on Vespin Chloris. Many of these people were involved in speaking about the tree having, what was it? The City of Crows bears the name of trees. They knew about the battery.
The arboreal calyx.
It was very same.
I want you to give me an insight check, and I want you to give me deception.
What?
19.
20.
Nidus, however you are holding on to what you heard in the Hall of Prophecy, I think you see Sarah see into you. And however that leaves you feeling, you are seen in this moment by him.
I think the fact that he doesn't press me on it, and that he allows me to continue to hold on to my plea, makes me want to, honestly emboldens me to hold on to it tighter.
The stars are still in the sky. The stars are still in the sky.
Yeah, there's a respect between these stations.
They have not left us yet.
Couldn't be me, bro. If you don't tell me what they
When
said,
Loquacious
to my
was in the
gibberish.
stone and pulling these files, these crystals, there was a section, forgive me, on Exandria that was entirely empty.
She just called him a snitch.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Somebody trying to erase.
There's so much that we don't understand in pieces that are not fitting together.
There is.
You said you saw him in your dream.
I did. Saw him in my dream. He approached the tree that was growing out of the hand of the betrayer god. The tree's blossoms blew on a breeze towards him, and that caused him to vomit and retch in a way that I think I just saw these fiends do in the middle of our confrontation just now. And I know we know everything is related, but we just do not have all the missing pieces yet.
I would ask Laren if she was here, but she's not.
But she's here.
Oh yeah.
Not now.
Do you know if Exandria ever had access to the battery, to the tree?
Do I know that?
Do you know?
I don't.
You never spoke about it, never mused about it, never wondered, said anything you would
I
recall?
didn't know that that tree was there. I know that he had business to take care of. As the first knight, he has tasks and missions that I was not always aware of, but I don't know anything about an encounter that
He
may
probably
have
did,
with that
though.
tree.
I believe you.
You said there, like his name was stricken. Like it was stolen or erased.
His name was stricken?
It was the name of the reporter was Elena Tuveras,
Right.
the woman that Loquacious said he fired.
Right.
Elena Tuveras was her name, and she had a name in her file of crystals, Exandria and Altera. Now, lots of reporters would have a file for Exandria and Altera. It was the first night first came out here.
Yeah, but her documents on him was gone, so
Having something in a file with a name on it, in Sarah's mind, it's the thing that's unusual about it is it would be like seeing a grocery list that said milk, eggs, bread, nothing else.
Yeah.
Somebody's hiding something. Clearly. We have so little time to figure out what is happening.
Services. What if he's not dead? What if he's something else?
that's a big thing to say to him without no kind of evidence. You should not say that to somebody who
You asked
lost their spouse.
to not remember. And I obliged.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
We've been for decades. I've been around for a long time.
Come
and I
on,
don't know if
sis,
I've
spit it
seen
out.
Desperation, quite like yours when you came to me. You remember coming to me?
I do. I remember coming to you, but I remember that we agreed not to talk about that.
Do you want to talk about it? Is it relevant now?
I was desperate for help. Vandrin was dying, so I came to ask for help to see if there was a cure. I was convinced that this
I'm
place
only
had a cure.
bringing it up because it seems relevant.
I didn't know who else to go to. He was slipping away from me, and I knew that somewhere in the scrolls and the information that you had, there had to have been something that you had access to that could have helped him, but we found nothing.
No, we found something. But it's old. It was old magic. Ancient, druidic, primordial.
So they did some kind of spell on him?
Barriers between life and death with the old god. We knew it was a gamble with the ascension of the Matron of Ravens, and I gave no guarantee it would work. I told you it didn't work, that we found nothing, that it was impossible.
I apologize.
What has happened? What is happening?
But I must ask. What exactly did you attempt?
It is my duty and my purview to keep what knowledge is exposed and spread throughout into Exandria and what knowledge is not. And I hold that title very dear and sacred. But I hold that title. I am the one who holds the key. So,
And she's saying that she's not gonna say what happened?
I found a ritual that is considered forbidden by those who make rules. But death has a new owner over the past century or so. It was a risk.
Is she did a ritual from the previous god of death?
It didn't fail in a way that was anticipated. It didn't fail in a way that felt like the snuff of arcanum when you're blowing out a candle. It was as if the candle suddenly it never existed. Is this in the group chat?
Oh my gosh.
I came to you and I asked you for help, and then we decided to do this.
And then she made him
And
forget.
you're saying it.
I've never done anything like that before.
It might have worked, but they don't know because.
I didn't know what to expect, and I still don't know what exactly happened.
So is she saying that his body disappeared?
Patient,
Yes.
you've never locked anything away without keeping a hold of the key in case you needed it again. If you wish to return Xerxes' memory to him, you may.
Oh my god. Is this in the group chat? We always listen to group chat. Are our microphones on? Did we mute our Zoom?
We're off just hanging out.
Yeah. Aren't you guys having like a cute divorce moment?
Yeah. What are you doing Friday night?
There's a lot of truths that need to be revealed and a lot of people holding secrets, and I think that we all need to be together and just put everything on the table. We have to do it quickly.
The illumination is your choice, but
I want to know. I want to know
Why I don't
It must have
know.
been horrifying for you to
Was it your
ask to
decision?
forget.
It was yours.
Right. It had to be bad. Like, I assumed it was his.
Now is the time. The city is under attack.
The city's under attack.
And this whole time, I'm also still like holding my own, siphoning, like, doing it. We're at 98%. Yeah, multitasking. If you wish to be together, Laren has just as much of a right to this knowledge as you do.
I'm gonna get into the group chat. Laren, we need to come together immediately. There's some information about Exandria that is about to be shared that I wasn't aware of, that I think you should probably hear. It's all gonna help us understand what our next move is. It's
Yeah, come on, just pull up.
the connective tissue about all of this.
Pull one of
We
those
all
things
have to
up.
come together immediately.
So you can just.
Can I make an
Pop
insight
up.
check? Does he know?
No.
Give me an insight check.
Does he know? Clearly, he does not.
Dirty 20.
He doesn't know.
Okay. And I want to go. And
I'm gonna say you guys reconvene. Do you want to reconvene back in the street corner? Do you go back to Gallimore?
So should we go down towards the core?
yeah, you can come down here. That's fine.
We'll go there.
Head underground.
You head underground into the Meridian Labyrinth. You go down there. Captain Drake has taken all of her guards. She's fanning out over the city.
Okay.
Like right now, it's being kept quiet. There's still rebels.
Man, this
You can
is
still hear
too
the music
stressful.
coming from the
Tell
South
me
Side
what
Plaza.
happened.
But some people know that battery went down. That neighborhood is losing power. It's in the bottle for a second, but maybe the time is coming fast. You gather in the Meridian Labyrinth. You're in a long hallway. It is a triangular hallway, like a flat floor, and then sides that come in, rooms all along, coursing electricity, ether going through cables of copper and glass. You convene.
Further, can I try one? Can I pitch you on something very cheeky and stupid?
Yeah, do it.
You mentioned the little battery in my head that grabbed that ether
Yeah.
when I successfully counterspelled. Can I try to give that to Quay when he's not looking and give him the spell slot back?
Yeah, you can do that. That spell slot, will say you could also put into the etheric net itself if every drop counts, unless you want me to have it.
Now she has to choose between him.
He doesn't make it.
You still get into it.
So she chooses him. Oh.
Before they arrive, Callum gets back to you. My lady, we had a difficulty deciphering the words until we realized that they were not words. The writing in Primordial was our names. I don't know of what, but they're
snap.
proper nouns.
The betrayer
Rauschon
gods?
and Comort.
What was it on? What was this on?
Okay, those don't mean anything to me, but thank you.
You all convene.
Yeah, please hurry up and tell us. This
As you
is too
convene
much
together.
suspense for me.
The orb is ready, but there is this to contend with as well.
We need to know that too. Sheesh. It's too much going on.
You have the ability, as you reconvene in this hall, this sort of antechamber,
What the fuck?
fly.
Oh, I was about to say, what is he doing?
Pesha, you may return this memory whenever you wish.
Are you ready?
I'm not ready. Because it isn't just about this memory, it's about a number of things that we need to all put on the table. I want us all to speak the truth, plainly. We're the Ring of Brass, and they use that name to mock us.
As soon as he said that, I thought about him not telling them about
And I believe some of them actually do
him
as
being the
well.
betrayer god.
The time
Is he gonna tell
not
them
for
that?
secrets anymore. I cast out of truth.
I wonder if he's
You
going.
may resist, or you may
I choose to fail. Please, friends. I choose to fail. Oh, I choose to fail my own self. It's not the time.
Roll a natural 20.
Will
You
people
resist.
know if you fail, or
Yes.
if you attempt to fight it?
You will know if
I'll know if they fail.
you know if they fail.
See, what's the DC?
What's that?
The DC.
The DC
I
is...
believe 18.
It's 18. Charisma, 18.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
Right.
Charisma?
Yes.
Obviously, they ran, and Nidus is. Wow.
Charisma, natural 1.
Natural one.
A little shook.
Paisha fails. It's not a truth, not a truth. You failed. Success. What did Nidus get?
Nidus will fail.
Nidus will fail.
I rolled a 30. Do I know
Done.
who resisted and who chose to fail?
Well, if you know who failed, it seems like you would know who didn't.
Yes, I would know who didn't.
So let me just double check here.
I'm just curious.
So-
if
You know what? Yeah, you know whether each creature succeeds or fails. So you know that they have succeeded, which is information in and of itself because you know people can submit to the spell. Yeah.
Right. You guys are purposefully
The zone persists.
trying to keep
What are you
something.
hiding?
I do not like being compelled.
I'm not. You're not being compelled. You're being.
And that's what the spell is.
The city is under attack. I understand your desire for clarity, but we need to be working together. And if people would like to withhold certain personal information, that should be all right. I apologize that this is not a moment in which we can all be forthright, but there is business that needs to be done. And I apologize that it cannot be handled in a manner that you enjoy.
Nah, I still. Because what personal questions would he be asking other than stuff that has to do with what they're dealing with?
You're my oldest friend,
And you are mine.
and I owe you a great deal. And I don't think I ever recall you speaking to me in this tone.
No.
If it means that much to you for me to let this go, then I will. Let's move forward then together.
We are here.
We are here.
Do whatever you need to do.
Everybody's stressed out, bro.
You move forward. The zone standing. Your friend's words cut, but I think carry more value than gold. Because you know that your friend speaks, and I will say without having to roll that you know that your friend's failure was intentional, and he wished you to know that he spoke the truth. Patient.
That's enough for me. Okay.
Another experiment was happening. All of these years. One of my own. If the matron of Ravens can do it, so can't we all. And I snap.
She was trying to do.
Stream
What?
of white wisp come from my orb. It wraps around Keisha's finger.
Oh my gosh.
She delivers it back, and you can see it go into Xerxes' temple.
Reflected in Paisha's orb, such that all can see. But for Xerxes, you see in your mind where this memory first came.
Oh, I'm scared.
A night of desperation. You didn't go to Paisha when the time was there, only to save Vandrin when he finally vanished, when his body disappeared.
So yeah, it was
Would you
he
have
disappeared.
stopped at death? No,
I wouldn't have ever stopped.
and you didn't. You didn't stop
Obsessive.
after death.
That's so sad.
You went to Paisha and asked for magic that could bring someone back.
Oh my gosh.
That night, you offered everything you had You offered whatever it would take to bring him back.
That sounds like it would be a big sacrifice need to be made to bring back a person.
Did every step of that ritual perfectly. Candles in a dark sanctum. A spell of true resurrection. Powerful enough that not even a fraction of the body would be needed. The name alone would carry from death to life. The candles did not even flutter.
I wonder if the matron of Raven stopped it from happening.
And nothing happened.
Because doesn't she have control whether those rituals go through or not?
That you had done everything you could. And that was too much for you to bear.
Because I failed.
You didn't fail. It was one of the few moments that the Ring of Brass could not determine her own fate. And I do not accept that.
Patient. Normally, I would ask for some kind of roll, an arcana check, something of that nature. I don't ask for it when players stone cold guess. What's the simplest explanation for why a resurrection would fail?
They're somewhere else.
Because they're not dead.
The voice you heard speaking
When
to
the
you
body
with
disappeared.
pride,
Oh, wow.
it was Exandria.
Oh my gosh.
Just as the matron's name has been stricken throughout all of recorded history. If you're saying the same holds true for Exandria,
There's no
perhaps we
way.
didn't fail. It worked.
Where is he then?
I don't know, but we might be able to find him. Can't you see?
When I do
Where could he be where he wouldn't confine him, though?
Don't say. No, say don't tell them. Please, please. Layren, give me a chance. Please.
He agreed to it. He's a friend, and the first night, he agreed to go. When we were trying to jump, I did everything perfectly. I was perfect, and it worked. And then he came back. But something went wrong. I don't know what happened.
You sent Exandria.
I had to try.
Where did you send him? You sent him to where you want us to go?
I wanted us to be over it to go.
She probably doesn't even know where it sent him in the first
Started
place.
with the celestial plane.
Oh, wait, they kept sending him to different places?
He came back. He
Holy
came back and
crap.
He was fine until he wasn't.
So I wonder if it was messing with his body every time he
You
jumped.
anchored his soul.
There are very few things in this world I don't know.
Jesus.
Sarah,
I want to know what happened to him.
Sickness on mortal form, it doesn't matter anymore.
It wasn't your fault. It was an accident, right?
He agreed to it, though. Like, it's not all her fault.
What are you talking about? What do you mean it doesn't matter? He's not mortal, or I'm not sure.
We separated his consciousness, his pure essence, his being.
But again, where
You
could
did
he
that.
be where he could not come back to his
I
husband?
didn't do that.
You did that, and you now recognize that that's why what we tried didn't work.
That's exactly what I think.
It's the truth. the tree of names, if that vision you saw was true,
I think it is.
then the calyx is the reason it didn't work, and the calyx is the reason it's pulling power. Those druids are keeping this magic from happening, from being perfected. It was perfect. It was supposed to work.
Is she talking about messing with
They're
this tree?
interfering, and
Oh,
they're trying to
snap.
draw magic away.
To keep us.
This is guesses, though.
To stop us.
You think he's in the tree?
Oh, shoot. Leave this tree alone. Oh, no.
Remember that calyx.
Oh, no. I told you to throw this over the freaking
Perhaps we'll have a
city.
choice. And at this point, I once again throw my sphere and it kind of poof, pops up an even bigger little projector screen in front of all of us. And I start playing back.
Yeah, we need to see this.
All of you watch the orb.
This is
alight,
too stressful. Hold on.
and a stream comes from Nidus's mind as Asia holds it aloft.
That would be good. No.
You begin to go into the memories of this mage.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a maze of this man's mind, recreated from Nidus's memory of it in this orb. I will ask you to command what knowledge you seek to wrest from this. It will not simply play out. You must investigate. You must look for what you need to find.
I will say, I think the memories I was hoping to pull were specifically ones in which this mage was hearing information from Loris. Is it Loris?
Mm-hmm.
Loris, or the Dean Hollow.
Lucretia, yeah.
Lucretia. Any information where they were speaking to them or being told things by them. Any reference to Vespin Chloris. And any sort of any location that they were. I think those three. That's enough. Off the top of like Vespin Chloris, and then and anything about the replenishment or what orders being given. But I think those would come from Dean Hollow and Loris. So those are the two big ones.
Amazing. Give me. You can do Arcana or Investigation, and we'll do it one question at a time. Give me the first thing you want to look for. You can actually get the help action.
Yes,
right?
please, because we need to know this.
Timeline.
Discussions they had with Dean Hollow, Lucretia Hollow, Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 17 for 28.
Boom. You begin to go through bits and pieces. You see, like, it's mostly like Lucretia talking. You don't see much of Loris in here. But perhaps this guy is so far down the chain that, you see Lucretia interacting with Micah Cormorant, the deceased magister. You see that having defeated him, that appears to be the way that all the Calamity were brought into the city. So that means that despite how much danger you are all in, at least one thing has been accomplished, that the means of bringing more Calamity into the city has been eradicated. Magister Cormorant is dead.
I still don't know what that is. Some kind of monster or something?
Exposed the old Porters Guildmaster to ensure that there wouldn't be an active Guildmaster of the Porters Guild during this time period.
Sheesh.
And that he's been ferrying Calamity into the city for more than a week.
Wow.
Wow. You see him speaking. You see Lucretia speaking about Provençal and saying something along the lines of like inviting him to this thing and saying he must be prevented from aiding in what is to come in Vasselheim.
Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim.
That's a whole nother city, ain't it? Or am I tripping?
You see him speaking like
It's too many names, bro.
All of this is fragments. Some of it's not even conversations he's having with Lucretia. It's just things he's present in the room for. The cultist that was disguised as one of Lucretia's Hadmadons was supposed to get the blood that the Aranis got. That was supposed to happen earlier, and they had to improvise and figure something else out. You see
the blood of what?
Both
The blood of who?
The Arrhenius and the horned devil, both of the devils that you fought, vomiting bile upon their son. The Calamity summoned them and vomiting bile again. And you see blossoms floating past them.
Blossoms.
You see them,
that automatically brought me back to the tree.
This guy went
That's probably not the
searching
same
in the
thing,
Meridian Labyrinth for artifacts headed to the arcane furnace to be melted down, and got there too late. After they'd already been pulled by the eyes of Avalier. You see that this guy was one of the people that was sent to go try to find them before that happened, which is why they needed to get that. There's something about needing those tools of Vespens. You see, this is just lots of.
Sorry.
No, it's great.
I feel like we're making you do like the third act moment where they're like, wait, it was him. He was there. As you're so saying.
You see that there's a short conversation that he has that Lycretion's not even talking. It's one of the Calamity talking about that their brethren are also supposed to attack the giant slumber, which is the headquarters of the Gaudrashari. So there's also an attack that's supposed to happen tonight.
Oh, snap.
Down in Kathmoira. Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah.
Just be us.
Wow. On Vasselheim.
So yeah, that is another
and that's
city.
another thing,
Okay.
too. I think, Sarah, as you're watching this play out, it's like Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells. And you see every once in a while, Lucretia will mention something happening somewhere else in Exandria. You don't think the Lord of the Hells is the only betrayer god working somewhere on the world right now.
Sheesh.
So there's an attack going on right now.
In Kathmoira, presumably. There are 2 big things left. Give me an insight check with advantage.
Hold on, my iPad has died, so but these are all I know. This is 12.
Yeah,
This
we
is
got
plus
chargers.
Plus 12.
We got chargers.
This is faces.
Can we fly in a charger?
Fly in a charger. 27.
Here's an iPad.
That's not me. Thanks. iPads on iPads on iPads.
We are generic tablet devices.
Oh, excuse me. Great, glad to have that.
Yes.
You see a conversation from longer ago, earlier this year. This guy doesn't look as haggard in this memory, doesn't feel as haggard. Like his memory is of him having more energy and more life force. He is watching the end of a conversation between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. Lycretia is a member of the Ring of Silver, and the Keeper of Scrolls works within the umbrella of the Octothorns, within the umbrella of the academic structure. A short, very polite conversation concludes between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. In the memory of this mage, you hear him say, "My lady, I can't help but notice your rather obvious disdain for the Keeper of Scrolls." And you hear Lycretia Hollow
Right. Look,
say,
we knew that.
"Oh, am I that obvious in my disdain? I must say, she's more of a merchant than the Guildmaster of the Golden Scythe is. I mean, she doesn't trade in gold, but rather her grandfather's name."
Oh.
Double shave.
Right. Bring her back so you can slap her
You
upside the
see-
head.
You see, he says, you see that the mage speaking says, the mage speaking says, "Well, certainly I think the Guildmaster would rather take offense at that comparison. There's nothing wrong with trade, after all, my lady. And he is, as I understand it, rather close with the Lady Porco." And you see, she turns to him and says, "If he knew what I knew about the Archmage Porco."
Uh-oh.
You see, and Paisha, you are
Uh-oh.
watching Nidus watch this memory. You are all watching this in the room together.
I'm not hiding it.
You see this mage says, I beg your pardon? Lucretia says, the orrery? The sorcerer's university? She's got him wrapped around her finger. You see that the mage shrugs. He says, how do you mean? And she says, let's just say that the Sectarian gets what it wants. And that memory concludes. You...
Who was that supposed to mean?
Patient failed the Song of Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Your Eminence, what is it that the Sectarian wants?
Nidus, I have always been transparent
Yes.
with Avalir's quest for knowledge, talent, prodigies. I went to the Septarian. I begged them to fund the Sorcerer's School and tried to convince them to place locations in various cities across Exandria. I could not get that approval, but when I framed it in a way to convince them that it would only benefit Avalir and our future to bring these talented minds, the most gifted from across all of Exandria, to Avalir, it would only enhance and benefit our society. That's what got them to approve the project.
So she guaranteed that these people would
Understand.
come to...
Of course.
Okay.
In our conversations, I understood it could not simply be charity. But,
Yes.
all right.
I did genuinely try to speak from an honorable position. And this was the compromise. And I apologize if it comes across as deceitful or arrogant. But
Problem. I'm sorry.
frame anything for the good of Avalir and you might be able to get it.
Paisha, there's a memory you could share in this moment as we are diving deep into this. If you wished of a conversation where you were as valiant as you could be speaking to Loris of the Weaver's Mask. If you wished to share it, you could.
I'll ask Nidus. If you wish to see it, not through my perspective, but as it was, without any skewed, mistaken memory, I can show it for you. But I also do not feel as if I have to defend myself to one of my closest friends, unless you wish to see it.
Given all that is happening, that you offer is enough for me. Are there any other questions? Thank you. Are there any other questions we might seek to decipher from these memories?
There's one final one. And I'm going to need either perception or investigation checks.
It was nothing from
from
Vespin.
everybody here. And the DC is going to be 25.
Come through, everyone.
25.
That means
I
it's
can't give
very important.
Any of that without nat 20, so I'm looking at you.
Perception or investigation? Perception or investigation.
Third.
You start
Oh,
to read the
thank
last
goodness.
memory as you move through. You see Lucretia speaking to this Archmage, saying, Remember, we go to the helm. We must destroy the helmswoman, Akami Ro. We must destroy her, because by the time they reach the Wild Mother's embrace, it will have been too late. We must prevent them at all costs from reaching the embrace of the Wild Mother. And you remember Vestman saying,
Right, he said something about the
after
Wild
the
Mother.
investigation, timing. It always comes back to that for you. Why did Akami Ro die moments after she started the protocol to descend the city? Why was it that close, that quick? If they wanted the city to stay in the air, if they didn't want you guys to reach the ground, then why wouldn't they kill Akami Ro earlier, days ago? Why wouldn't they kill her? And you think about the fact that Vespin Chloris, when he launched himself from the mirror, what did he say to you? He said, you will never reach the Wild Mother's embrace in time. You took it as he said it, but who's that stupid? Why would he tell you exactly what you were supposed to try and do to thwart him? Why would he give you your finish line? You look at that memory, something's wrong. Something's wrong with that memory and recording.
The one that
They
we just
planted
saw.
the memory.
Like Trisha Hollow never said that, and you never been more certain of anything in your life.
Oh my god. What?
Would I, with my ability to be able to tell if someone's memory has been altered?
On a third investigation, when Sarah points that out, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
24.
The memory's been altered, and Lucretia Hollow did it.
Oh my
Lucretia changed
gosh.
one of this mage's memories. Changed it to her saying something about the Wild Mother's embrace, but she said something else originally. Wasn't that?
Can I modify the memory of a dead person? No.
Can we scrape off the...
It's just great. Like,
Find the original memory.
Yeah, can we
do some fucking shit. Yeah, make it happen. How is it?
It's so weird too. Like, why would she die? If they're not supposed to get there in time, why would you kill them when you got just close enough?
Yeah.
I think they must need us. They must need us to engage. Or the
To do something with the
must
tree of
need to happen.
names.
I
I think they need them to do something with the tree.
If what you say is true, it would suggest that these processes
Whatever,
need to happen,
Leyrin
and once
stuff.
they've initiated, then they act. So it would seem possibly that they want us to land. But well, then why would they make such a point of the opposite?
Arcane Architect, if the city is disabled above Kath Moira, what happens?
If the city is disabled above Kath Moira such that it stops descending, so from the helm's been sundered, and it's a protocol. The city is on its way to landing.
It's moving, right?
It's moving. You're slowly descending.
Slowly, right?
Slowly. There is a way, theoretically, to stop this. What Sarah is driving at is this. If you burned through all the energy you've got, or something like 40% of it, 60%, some huge
Oh,
percentage,
gosh.
try it. You could kill the descent. You could. You could stop the city from touching down. What this would mean is that for the first time in 292 years, Avalier would not touch down for the replenishment. And there are an enormous amount of contracts you would immediately default on. There's no guarantee that the Septarian would even allow it, and if they discovered that it was happening, it could constitute treason. If you acted on your own and just killed the engines, could be construed as treason, and you'd miss your shot.
Can we unmodify the memory? Is that Paisha, is that at all possible?
Oh, yes. Greater restoration.
I would just, yes, it would be a combination of restoration and almost like a.
We don't have the body here, right? We just have the memory.
We only have the memory, but
It might not even matter. We know what.
memories are tangible figments.
It might
They
not
exist.
Even, but it might not even matter. If we know that this memory was modified, we can just pretty much guess as to what it was modified from.
We know they want us to land.
Yes.
They killed the helmswoman, so it's on autopilot. It will do that. And it
But
does.
if they don't want to, if they want to drain
They
their
attacked the
batteries.
batteries, but maybe they didn't succeed.
Is it all just a feint to suggest
Right.
that,
You
so that
can't
we-
tell which
yes,
one
to make
is
us
the
go
feint.
faster?
Oh gosh.
Continue on the path that we're supposed to be on.
They
The
need
status
some-
quo.
They want us to think that landing the city is the most important thing.
It's the safest and quickest thing to do.
They want to bring back the betrayers. And that's a way to do it, whatever it is.
Just through the replenishment, through that injection.
We already know that there are attacks happening globally.
If we don't land, I mean, we're all finished. But also,
Right. Even if Ren does what she needs to do,
the
you're
rest of the
you're
world
gonna
that
be
this is happening.
arrested at
Yes.
best.
If they're
Catherine,
not
you're
aware of
right.
it,
If there are going to be attacks, we could save lives
we
if
need to warn them.
broadcast it.
I was considering to check his scrying on my brother to see
Yes.
he's the all-called and would be a person of influence.
Yes.
We're gonna do it. I'll born a 5th level spell slot. I'm gonna scry on my brother.
You scry on your brother, and you see that he's at a dinner table, enjoying. It's like now it's like 2 o'clock, or it's like 2 or 3 in the morning now. You see, he's still up, sort of writing by candlelight. He's just gonna probably, it's the eve of the replenishment. He's probably gonna stay up all night just because, and you don't see anything. You don't see chaos or anything like that. You know that the site of the Druid's Grove is on the other side of the ring from the All-Called's home, so he's miles away.
The Giants thing is
The Giant Slumber is a secret site within Cathmoira. But it doesn't look like anyone's alerted him. You don't see anything else happening like that.
Can anyone send an ending spell to my... Can we watch him go check on the Giants Grove? It would take him too long to get there.
Honestly, you guys are progressing your descent enough. It'd be faster for you guys to get there flying.
And just from a position perspective, are we still traveling down and to meet?
No, you
Or are we
moved all
directly
the
above?
way, and are now descending, going straight down.
I ask my question again. Is there anything that would cause the city to fall from the sky?
And then smash everything.
Are there defaults? Are there redundancies?
I wonder if causing all those people to die would be a sacrifice to bring back the betrayer gods.
You only lost one battery. We have enough to land. I need 50% of the power that we've gathered to attempt to finish the astral layrite.
And that would transport the entire city elsewhere.
It would allow us to have a new ley line to other planes.
But it wouldn't immediately take us somewhere?
No, we have things to do on the ground. That's not a lie. I just don't care about being on the ground.
Give me an Arcana check. 20. So here's what you know. What Sarah said. Can we stop the city? Can we stop the city in the air? Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. But you know the cost that comes at.
Yeah.
You have time. It's about, in between 2 or 3 in the morning right now. This thing's not going to land until 10 minutes before sunrise. You've learned more about the arboreal calyx in the past day than you've known in your entire career as the Architect Arcane. Maybe there's a solution. There might be something clever. There might be something you could do that would answer the energy problem. You think it might be worth figuring out or finding out?
Oh gosh.
It might be worth uncovering that memory more, if there's some more information in there, if you can scrape that top layer off somehow. But on a dirty 20 Arcana check, you know there's something that these entities still need. They're still grasping for something. Why did they grab those thoughts from Sarah in the fight? Why did they get this blood from Xerxes? They're still scrambling too.
I'm trying.
How does your ring work?
My ring lights up in the presence of deception or a lie.
I'm lying to you. I know how to stop it.
Oh?
I just don't want to lead it.
Jumping this lay right. I'm going to ask questions because I'm not an arcane user. So I'm trying to play big league with you guys now. Do we have to be docked to do it with Kath Moira?
Yes. None of this works if we don't dock. Whatever replenishment needs to happen.
Yes was all I needed. And he went to this other place, came back, and was never the same again. Yes or no?
Yes.
So sitting in the whole city.
This entire city, with our families, to that place, at that risk.
Yes.
I leave.
Sarah leaves.
Yeah, he's...
Sarah, give me a...
Yeah, because now she's basically saying she doesn't care what
perception
happens
check and
to
I'll let you know
the
something.
civilians in this city if she knows that something happened to Exandria. Is that how you say his name?
31. In Laren's effects, you see a scroll of birch bark. You see a birch bark scroll that you recognize as being druidic in nature.
Oh.
Gasping.
You don't know necessarily what it is. Wait, I forget. Did you communicate that in the group chat what that was, or back in the Magisterium? Maybe not.
Would I have said it? No, we were running around. I don't think I had time. You know about it.
Right, so this is on the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I copied it.
Yeah, you call it. You have that too. We're in this together.
We're in this together. Okay.
Come with me.
As I'm getting ready to leave, I'll just call out what I see. You might want to check what's in her pocket. There have been some incredibly selfish actions amongst this group. I don't know if we'll survive the night, but I'm going to go take care of mine now.
Ooh.
Off of the Meridian Labyrinth. Sarah, you take off. We'll come to you in a moment. You guys are very good at playing D&D. Very good at this game.
So we could just stop right there for today. There has been a lot going on. For the most part, the main thing is that we don't know if Dean Hollow and Vespin are trying to get them to land to complete whatever thing they're trying to do, because Brendan's talking about they're scrambling on that side too. So both sides are trying to get what they need done, but it seems like Vespin's side is trying to lead them to land. And basically Layrin was saying that they did need to land to complete whatever she needed to be able to jump from realm to realm. So, but I'm kind of with Sarah. I mean, I understand wanting to explore to gain knowledge, but you know that Xerxes' husband wasn't the same when he came back. When he kept going and jumping from place to place, he wasn't the same. And so, like he said, you know that he wasn't the same, but now you're saying you want to put the whole city on a line to do this, and she straight up said yes. So now he's probably feeling like she doesn't care about them or their families, because you know the risk and you still don't care. You still want to do what you want to do. And that was made, obvious as well when she was talking about taking this energy and taking stuff from the, oh my gosh, whatever pact they made with the druids. Yeah, I think it was the druids, right? Yeah, she's trying to take energy from them because she doesn't respect them, but at the end of the day, this is not your city. Like, that's what Loquacious is trying to tell her. They're gonna be upset that you're doing all this stuff behind their back. And if we get to the point where we're taking all this energy so we don't land, then that can be close to, treason. Who knows what the higher ups are gonna think about what you just did. It's a lot going on. I don't know what the answer is, though. I know for sure we shouldn't do what Layrin is trying to do, because even though it sounds good, it's too many risks. You're using a lot of energy to do this, and you're putting people's life at risk. You know for a fact that, when one person did it, they were not the same. So subjecting everybody else to it is kind of crazy. But she's just so, like she said, it's hard for her. She's done so much that she feels like she can't stop. So yeah, it's a lot going on. This is really good. It's a lot of mystery. I love mysteries. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. So many intense moments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.